Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to show you guys how to set up your Tactical Pro Fast Loop Sling. Okay, so I got this from Amazon for about $13. It's the first time I'm getting this sling. I have other ones that are similar to this that I bought from other companies in the past, and I wanted to try this one out. Now when you get it, it's going to be basically curled up in this bag. And if you've never set one of these things up before, it's going to be really confusing. You're not going to know what to do with it. Okay, so you've got like these two plastic, whatever you call these things, the slidey things over here. And don't be turned off by the fact that these are plastic. I've got other similar slings that I've been using for years that have plastic, and it works great, never broke. You could probably hang on this and it'll hold your weight. Okay, you know, when you get this and you're holding it over here, it can be a little confusing. The good thing here is like I have another one that's already set up that I can kind of look at and use as a pattern. Okay, so first thing you're going to do is you're going to take off the slidey things here, right? Now on the end over here, because this is nylon, they actually like kind of melt it a little bit to keep it from fraying. So you're going to have to get past that. All right, get them both out. So that you got them over here, okay? So you got the sling here and it's got nothing on it, okay? Next thing you want to do is you want to pick out the hardware that you're going to put on it, okay? And what you want to do is, like, first of all, make sure that it'll fit in here, right? Because this is 1.25 inches wide, or almost. So this is a decent fit, okay? And the other thing is, before you put them in there, actually test it out on your rifles, right? Because while these things are kind of standard, what I have seen is on some rifles, this part here, on some of these swivel things here, this part here sticks out more. It's a little bit longer, and then depending on how your rifle is set up, it may not, it may be too long to fit in there. So it'll fit in the hole. It may fit in the hole, but it may hit other things on the way in. So that fits pretty good there. And then on the back, so the way I set up my rifles, I set them up at this is actually 11 inches out from the end of the receiver. That's a good place for me to have it. I think that's a good place for you to set it up. So your barrel lengths, your rail lengths, on different rifles are going to be of a different length. A good starting point is like from the front of the receiver here, measure 11 inches out, and that's a good place to be. I mean, if you end up being 12, or you may end up being 10, I mean, because of the way your M-lock's set up, that's fine. But generally, you want to be about 11 inches out. If we're going to talk why I'm setting it up at towards the end, but for what I do a lot of walking through the woods. I want the rifle slung at the two furthest points so I can control it when it's on my back. So I'm going to put this one over here. Okay, give it a pull. Okay, so this is actually a QD socket that I have installed. Okay, so I take all my cheaper Magpul stocks. I get the sockets. I drill the hole through here. Right, and I put this on the outside, right, so it controls the sling. I'll show you guys that at the end. So, but that's the first thing. First, we're going to figure out our hardware, because the sling for $13 does not come with hardware. Okay, so we put the rifle down. By the way, if you guys can't bring your rifle into your gym, you're not training in a real gym. Okay, so anyway, so next thing we're going to do, when you have this, okay. Again, this is where I kind of go back to my other sling here as a reference point. So I want to figure out which is the end. Okay, so this is the part with the loopy part here. Okay, point it that way. Okay, so when you're pointing it that way, okay, what you're gonna do? Kind of for a second. All right, so just follow me here. You're going to point this that way, okay? So that's, you can see how that attaches there, how it attaches here. Okay. So while that's like this, I'm going to run this QD swivel thing here through this. Okay. Run it all the way up. Okay. All right, that's fine. That's going to sit there like this. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the other end of this, right? So I'm going to hand that away so you can see it, right? So that's there. So there's the tail part here. That's where the swivel thing is here. I'm going to take this part and I'm going to run it up through here and then back down. And this is really the hardest part of this, because this part here is the part that gets like the most confusing. Okay, for now we can just make this like this, bring it up all the way just to get it out of the way. Okay, so that's the fast loop side. Okay, so now what we gotta do is do the other side. And the other side is gonna be way, way, way easier, as long as you don't get this thing twisted. Okay, so I'm gonna take this. Okay, hold on. First I gotta take the little plastic doohickey here, and I'm gonna pass both of them, because we had to get these out in order to put this swivel thing through. Okay, so now we got that through, we're gonna put these back in. So that's gonna go up and down, up and. So there's an upside and a downside to this. The upside has like a little bit of, you can see how it curves. Okay, so then pass that all the way through. Compare it to the other side, make sure I haven't flipped this over, go backward, upside down with this, that's fine. So now I'm going to take the other one, put that through. So one of these is actually to kind of hold the swivel in place. The other one is just to control the extra strap that you're going to have. Okay, so that's good. Okay, right there. All right, so next, now I'm going to take the QD swivel thing here, or whatever you call this thing, QD strap holder. Run that through. All right, so actually I can give myself a little bit more room here. All right, so you're going to loop this like this, right, so that you can get this, again, going up. And then, so I'm working on the inside of that loop, okay? Okay, so you see how that's gonna look? Okay, so this is the part that came in from the bottom up. So we're working on the inside, up and down. You don't have to tighten it up yet. Okay. Pull this through just to give ourselves a little bit more working space. All right, so now we're going to go do the second one, okay? So again, we're going to take this, pull this up so you got a little bit of room to work with. So you're going to take the end of this, so again, we're working on the inside of the loop. Okay, so right, so you see how that is? Okay, so right, so there it is. So now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my other one that I already set up, and I'm going to check the length. I want to set it to that length, and I can see that I got to make this almost near the end, the way I want to use this. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to actually undo the one up here altogether. So I wanted to show you guys how that works. Because you may like I go to far ends, but you may decide you want to, let's say, go front and back of the receiver or something. So you're not going to need it as long as I got it. Let's slide this all the way down. Let's hold this here for a second. See if these two match up in terms of length. Again, I can see it's not as long as my brash, because this other one here is from Brash Tactical. And I was hoping this was going to be as long, but it's not as long as my Brash Tactical one. That one is still really long, so I'm going to take this all the way to the far end. So what I'm going to actually do, again, I'm working with this sling here for the first time from Tactical Pro Sports. So I don't even know if I'm going to like it or not, or how well it's going to slide. So I do not know. I mean, what I did know is how to set this thing up, and that's the main thing I want to show you guys in this video. So for the way I want to do this, I'm going to slide this all the way down near the end. Alright, so that is almost as long. Okay, it should work, because I'm only short by about 3 inches or so. I'll take this right here. So I'm only short by about 2 inches from where I normally work it. Okay, so anyway, let's see how workable this is going to be for me. So let's start off by shorten this up a little bit. Okay, so let's put this on the rifle now. Let this out. So when I hang this, right, you see how this is on the outside, right? So what that does is, if I want to do like, I let this sling up all the way, I want to do a magazine change, right? Now, if I want to do a left side transition, I still have to swim out of it. So I would have to swing out of it to do a left side transition. So let's see if I can go just a little bit longer on this. That's the thing I was looking for. I was hoping that I could do a left side transition. I can kind of do it. It's kind of tight, but that's why I put the QD sling on the other side here. So I would have to collapse the stock. Yeah, I can get on it there. I'm not going to collapse the stock though. I'm probably just going to. I have this sling up. Basically what I have to do is I got to swim out of it to do the left side transition. So the reason why I like it at the two far ends is because a lot of times I'm walking through the woods to get to my shooting place, right? So what I'll do is I'll take this, I'll tighten this. So this is, compared to my brass, this is a little bit tighter. You can put a little bit of spray some silicone lubricant, and it'll run a little bit easier, especially since this is nylon. So normally this is how I walk through the woods. And with the fast loop, I can tighten this thing down. See, with this can come all the way down up to, well, because this can move further back. This can come all the way back to here, okay? So like with the Magpul ones and the Vicker ones, on those fast loops, there's a limit as to how far I can tighten this down when this is on my back. With this one now, if I want to retrieve it, what I'll do is I'll stick my thumb in here, pull this up, rifle comes around, I'm able to get on target, okay? Okay, and I can let it out even more. So this works, this does almost everything good. Like if I want to, especially if I come up here and I want to do a mag change, that's comfy. The only thing that's not comfy is the left side transition. I basically needed another 3 or 4 inch, another 4 inches. Well, with this one, I use 4 inches, right? But look how much more sling I have, right? You see how far back it's looped all the way back here, right? So let me take the sling off. But yeah, this is, because I would have got like 3 or 4 more of these, but this is a tad bit too short for the way I want to use it. Because from here, I'd like to have extra sling going all the way up there. I mean, I can kind of do it. It's not really not comfortable. I mean, this needed to be another 3 or 4 inches longer, minimum. Okay, ideally another 7 or 8 inches. Let me take this off. So I'm hoping that this company sees this video and they basically fix the sling and make it longer. I need a longer version of this sling. Okay, so let me show you guys my brush. I got like 4 or 5 of these. Now these are thinner. I can't buy these anymore, otherwise I would just be buying this. This looks like it's some type of a cotton material. This other one, was it Tactical Pro Sports, is a thicker material. It's nylon. The benefit of this is like if especially in summertime, if you got a t-shirt on and you sling it across your back, this is going to sit more comfortable. It's not going to dig into your skin if you got a t-shirt on. This brash one, because it's a little bit thinner. If I'm if in the summertime, if I got a t-shirt on, I mean, you know, especially if I have like an AR-10 or something, it starts really like weight, like you can feel it digging into your skin a little bit. Whereas, but most of the time, like with AR-15s, this works great. So the way this is set up now, so you can see I have looped it all the way up to here. So I got a lot of extra slack on this, right? So with this one over here, I got it here, right? So I can let this thing, you know, if I want to bring it up here, but with this one, I can easily, right, bring it over to the left side over here, and I got plenty. And if I needed a little bit more, if I needed to make it a little bit longer, you can see how it's looped up all the way up to here. So I can let this thing out, because right now I have this set to the bare minimum for doing the left side transition. Now, if I'm outdoors in the wintertime, I got a heavier jacket on, I have to make this a little bit longer so that, you know, I can do it with a heavier jacket. So this is fine for like if all you have on is a sweater, but I would have to lengthen it, which I have the option. With this, I can lengthen this, right, because I have all this extra slack up here. But the other one, I don't. So despite this one's only 1 inch thick, and it's like a cloth material. I mean, this one's really fast, right? Because it's only 1 inch thick. So the wider your sling is, the more resistance there's going to be there. So like with the Magpul ones, the Vickers, because they're even wider, like a lot of times I get stuck as I'm trying to adjust this. With this one, it's a really fast adjustment, right? You know, I come up here, let it out, tighten it up fast, throw it on my back. With this, I put my thumb here, comes down real easy. So come around, you can see how I'm really fast with this one. Okay, so this is the one that I use because it's just faster. And here's the thing, you would think that because it's thinner material, because it's so fast, that maybe it doesn't hold. But look, it does. Like if I pull on it, if I tug on it, it doesn't slide. So this one actually holds its position, and then it's a fast, easy adjustment, right? You see that fast, easy adjustment. Especially if you throw it over your back, boom, it's done. Retrieve it, bam. Okay, so that's what I want to sling. And then if I'm doing a left side transition, get it out of the way, and I'm there. Okay. So you can see how, okay, here, look how much extra slack I have. All right, in fact, now for the winter time, I can kind of let it down just a little bit, give myself a little extra. There you go, that gives me a few extra inches. All right, let's try this again. So the nice thing about this is, like, I can make this as tight as I want, right? So even though I made it longer, I need it tight, I can keep pulling up. As long as I have the flexibility and I can keep moving my arm up, I can keep pulling up. So this design is way better than Vickers or Magpul, right? Throw it over my back, grab this, tighten there, make it tighter if I want, retrieve. Okay, and if I want to do the left side transition, now this thing is plenty long. Now I have a lot more room, right? Because I gave myself all that extra slack. Let's go back to the other one, to the, I keep forgetting the name, Tactical Pro Sports. Let's try that one. Let's get this one out. So this one, they said, I didn't actually measure it out. Actually, we can. I have this one almost at the far extreme. So let's see. They said it was 50 plus inches. Yeah, so right there it's sitting at about 56 inches. That's about as long as I can get this. With the other one, oh, let's do the other one. This one I have it set to 58 inches right now. 57 inches. And there's the Brash Tactical. I got it set to 57 inches, but you can see how I still have an extra. How much more I have here? Looped around. So it looks like I got an extra almost 16, 7, oh, a little bit high, almost an extra 18 inches. So whatever 57 plus 18 inches is how much sling I've got here, right? 57 plus 18 inches. That's how much sling I've got on this. So that gives me a lot of flexibility because I can loop this around. All right, let's go back to the Tactical Pro. So like I said, I can't, like the other one's just not available. So if I needed another sling, or if I was making a recommendation to somebody to get a sling, I mean, I would recommend this over Magpul or Vickers. And like I said, I have them, but the main issue with those is that like there's a limit to how far back I can tighten it because they you know, it stops basically. It stops. With this, there's no limit to how far. Now you can see with this one, just because the material is a little bit thicker, it takes a little bit more effort to let it out. So this is a good choice. See, I haven't put silicone spray in this. I'm gonna put some silicone spray. This is a good choice to go on my AR-10, right? Because the AR-10 is a heavier gun. So this is gonna spread out the weight a little bit better. So these brass ones are gonna stay on my AR-15s. This Tactical Pro, this one's gonna go on my AR-10 because it's a heavier gun, right? So this one, yeah, you see how I'm fighting it a little bit to get it into position, you know. Right. So on an AR-10, that's not going to matter. It's a heavier gun. It's more important that the weight be spread out. Let it out. And it's not likely I'm going to be doing too many left side transitions with an AR-10, so I can swim out of it to get to the left side. So, I mean, this is good. I mean, you know, I'm not going to return it. you know, $13. I mean, for $13, you really kind of can't go wrong with a fast loop sling. But I'm not going to order like 10 more of these, you know. I might order one more of these. Again, I mean, I would still recommend this to people that I train over Magpul or Larry Vickers, just because there's no limit. You know, you can tighten this up as far as you want. Now, if you did want to, I mean, one of the options is to simply move this back another inch, right? Now, I don't want it, because here, that's where that 3-slot rail there, that's where my anchoring point, right? So that's where I grab the gun. So I don't want this to come any further back, because then it's going to be where my hand is, okay? And I don't want to bring it like way back here, right? Because that's another option, to bring it back there. The problem with there is, like, when I throw this over my back, okay, and now I'm walking around the woods, that muzzle tends to move around too much, right? So this controls the gun really good, right? It has it at like the two ends. So I like where everything is on this rifle, right? I like where that attachment point is. I like where that one is back there, and I like where my hand sits over here. So I'm not going to change anything. But there you go. That's a little logo thing there. So, I mean, do I recommend this? Yeah, from everything I have seen, this is the best thing that's available right now compared to Magpul or Vickers. This is the best one out there compared to all the ones I have seen. And again, the key feature is that there's no limit as to how far back you can pull this, right? So it's actually good for storage too, because if I want to keep this on the rifle, I can pull this all the way back to, actually I can move this even further back. This is the second one. Slide that further back. Okay, so, and I can make this even tighter. There you go. So now this is a good way to store this in the safe. Like, I don't have to like wrap this up and put like rubber bands and shit on it. Right? I'm able to just pull the loop all the way back, and this is a good way to put this in a safe or your closet where, and then when you want to get the gun, just let this thing out and get it on your body. Okay, so this is the style I recommend. I mean, I don't care so much who makes it. This is the style I recommend. You know, you want to be able to tighten this up all the way. There we go, all the way back. Okay, and now this can be stored like that. Okay, so drop some comments. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll talk to you all soon. If you're not a member of the channel, hit that subscribe button, because I'm always putting up videos.